right. Good morning, everybody. I'm Will White, as Mr. McKendry said. So I'm going to start this speech right now with a couple thank yous. So first, thank you, class deans, Noguez and Kilkenny, for being wonderful cat herders over the last 4 years. Also, thank you to Kumukuvalu and Miss Edith Kawai for getting us prepared for the rest of today's ceremony. So with that out of the way, it's about to get crazy. It's about to get real, all right? Because what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take out my speech. And this speech is actually a totally different speech from the one I sent to Mr. McKendry a couple days ago. But I'm going to read it anyway. And so before anybody tries to turn my microphone off or something, I have no malevolent intent here. If I did, I wouldn't have started by telling you about it, right? But this is not what I'm supposed to be saying, and it's not what I'm supposed to be doing. But that's actually the point. That's the point of my speech today, and I wanted you guys to remember this day, so I thought I would actually demonstrate my beliefs here instead of just saying them at you. You'll understand more in a minute, but I'm going to get started. You guys ready? Okay. I'm excited. So let me try out a different Mr. White's signature phrase, and that is, let me tell you a story. It begins with 13-year-old Will White dragging a suitcase and banjo case into his new home on the second floor of HPA's middle school residential building. He's wearing the same hoodie he wore every day of his 7th grade year and doesn't really like change, but is willing to compromise for the promise of a new and intriguing life. He shakes hands with Kento Tomita, his new roommate, just in from Tokyo, and looks back into the world he once knew for one last time. Fast forward 5 years and he is. The pitch-dark soccer matches, the late-night story sessions, lunchtime piano jams, cave swimming, and beach camping. Lavender spray fights, low-quality scary movie nights, and the deep-seated, long-lasting brotherhood that all started the day he stepped into room 209 and started to see what life could be. First of all, yes, I am a poet, and yes, I know it. And something else I know, which you don't, is that I wrote that story in October as part of a scholarship application. Senioritis really is that strong. Copy and paste, good. Typing, writing, thinking, no, that's bad. But anyways, something else you probably didn't focus on from that story is that the moments that have come to define me didn't happen while I was in the classroom. They didn't happen while I was studying, and they didn't happen while I was taking a test. Achievement, as I have known it, is what the almighty they of the world we live in told me is most important. But also, achievement was quite frankly the least meaningful thing I did throughout my time in high school. When I got my college acceptances, as great as they were, I wasn't happy. In fact, I was kind of sick. I'd gained another shiny golden trophy of achievement, this time in the shape of an S and a pine tree, to represent all the time and energy I spent on a lot of stuff I did not genuinely care about. So not to be misinterpreted here, my lack of satisfaction is not because of the HPA community. With all that HPA does to keep us sane through the work, I would have been a lot worse off at any other school. Little disclaimer there. But the problem has been the way of life I chose. I chose what the proverbial they told me to do without considering what it meant for my life. And in their eyes, I did pretty well. In their eyes, I won the game. But I played because it was obvious, because I could, and because it was the path of least resistance. And it turns out that path didn't lead where I wanted it to happiness. And I don't want to be a total downer here, now that I, hopefully will still be graduating. Isn't too big of a stunt here, guys. I have more hope for my future than I ever have. So with this gesture of not doing what I'm supposed to, let that future begin. As I broke my silence for the first time to speak before you to become your student body president and qualify to give this speech, I now, for the first time, break the rules. I'm stepping off the assembly line powered with passivity that produces tired and hollow Americans deceived to follow expectations and conventions. Robots, shades of which I'm saddened to see in people all around me. In my parents, a little bit, in my grandparents before them, and most especially me. All right? But it ends today. So many people along the way in this room showed me that you can and should break away from what holds you down. I want to challenge everybody in this room to chase his or her dreams. It's about having the guts to fight for yourself and your best life. If I can leave the graduates with one thing from this speech today, let it be this. Unless you love it, don't do what they tell you to do. Go out and find for yourself what you need in this life. Go out and find for yourself what you can give in this life. And don't get caught up in someone else's dreams for you. You have the power to do what you need to. As you get older, let that kid in high school who kind of went rogue on his graduation speech remind you that, next page here, you don't have to do what everybody expects. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing, and you don't even have to do what's polite. You have the power to do what you need to if you just stand up and make it happen. So current HPA students, take 4 English classes per year like Jordan Virtue did. Do a dozen independent projects like Alice Patig did. Take a year abroad like Kate Sensenig did. Do what speaks to you, because that's the right way to do high school, and that's the right way to do life. Escape passivity for fear of what might be or not be, and instead drink from the fire hose of life's possibilities. Do whatever it takes to find yourself, like writing a fake speech for your headmaster to read and approve. Even do that. And most importantly, never settle. Why? Because YOLO, okay? YOLO. The gentlemanly scholar in me is severely disappointed to have YOLO as the underlying assumption of my fancy commencement speech, but it's true. Time runs quickly and will leave you in the grave faster than you can say, no, not today, I'll do it later. Take it from someone who said that a lot lately. So I would totally drop this mic right now, but I don't want to break any more rules today. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for having me doing this speech. YOLO, have good lives, and pray I don't get in major trouble. And thank you. Bye.